It is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show. North Central Netball, like every other netball competition across Victoria at the moment, in hiatus, waiting for the lockdown to lift. And joining me on the line from the North Central Netball Association, we have, of course, Sussan Lockhart back again. How are you, Sussan?
Oh, I'm going well. We're here again. We're back.
Yes.
I don't know how we're going to keep finding something to talk about.
Well, I know. Hopefully the lockdown gets lifted soon. But we have got a few things. It'll be a relatively short chat today. We have got a few things that we can go through, hence the call. I noticed North Central Football has put out a paper for clubs to discuss what suits them about a possible return and what the finals makeup might look like. I imagine that the netball will follow along with the football, whatever gets decided. Is that about right?
That is very true. We are. We're sticking with them for now anyway. We'll have to stick with them for this current until the 18th and 19th of September is when the grand final, that was when it permitted play back on the 18th and 19th. We'll stick with them till then. We'll hopefully can hold together for as long as we can anyway.
Yeah. Well, I wrote a piece on our website a little while ago talking about the potential of 3 weekends to be used if we can return by the 4th of September. And bearing in mind school holidays, I think the last day of term 3 is the 17th of September. So that complicates matters for you guys as well, I'd imagine.
Well, it does in some respects. But school holidays, I think that we've come this far. We had a bye during the year. We had the Queen's birthday to allow people to do what they wanted to do. And both those weekends we could have played because we were open. So they've had those breaks. And I know it is school holidays, but with the circumstances, I think they've just got to say, let's try and support North Central and let's get these finals done.
A couple of the border leagues in particular, we know where they've got 2 lockdowns to worry about, have pulled the pin on their season already. Sunraysia, we know, is one of those. But in your case, you've only really got the Victorian lockdown to worry about. But there is a complication for you guys, and that is Melbourne. If they release the restrictions on regional Victoria before they do in metropolitan Melbourne, that can complicate things for you guys as well, can't it?
Well, it can in the respect of football and hockey, but not for netball.
Yeah.
But still, because we're sticking together, it has an effect on us.
Yeah.
And particularly going into finals now, like Donald do have quite a few Melbourne footballers. I think the others are probably in a better situation. That would be Sea Lake, Birchip, Watcham and Wedderburn. But, we just got to hold our breath and hope that Donald can still get a team together and hold fast and try and get to the end of the season so we can all have a final series. If we all come out of lockdown, because as we see, regional Victoria is in as bad a shape as Melbourne at this present moment.
Yeah.
Well, not the whole of region. Let's get that right. Shepparton appears to be the one that's taking it all for everybody.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the options, as I understand them, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, should you be able to return on the 4th of September, North Central finals will commence and they'll be the top 4 as per normal pretty much, except you'll play the semi-finals all on the one weekend, being a Saturday and a Sunday, the first and second semi-final. Is that about right?
Yes, that was right. And that'll still go ahead providing we come out next Thursday night. But look, I doubt that we're going to. Everybody's saying that we're not going to. Daniel Andrews has not announced anything as yet, but let's just assume that that's not going to happen at this point.
Yeah.
And that was put on the table a long time ago. It's the next 2 weeks that has probably changed this week with the if we have to then go forth to the 11th and 12th of September, we go back to a 1 versus 4 and a 2 versus 3.
Yeah.
Both still being played on the same weekend. We're trying to condense our finals into 2 weekends if we can now. After this current weekend, it's the one that's still in play, but it's probably not.
Yeah.
And then if that all fails, we'll then go to the 18th and the 19th and still continue with 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, and play the grand final on the 25th of September.
Yeah, sure. So
that's as far
Yep. So if you're returning on the
Sorry.
4th, no, you're fine. If you're returning on the 4th, it'll be a more traditional final series. If you're back on a weekend after the 4th, whatever that weekend might be, it will be the 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 in a 2-week structure.
Yes, that's true. And then following the next weekend, 18th and 19th. So if we don't get out by the 11th and 12th, we still continue with that same structure for the 18th and 19th, and then for the grand final on the 25th. So a lot of unknowns, just working through it. And we're currently now trying to see how next Tuesday a decision will be made as to when we'll cut the season off, to say that we will no longer try to fit it in this year.
Yeah.
And hoping that, well, we really hope the club support going into October. We're probably relying on the cricket and the tennis season and the bowl season to give us a bit of leeway, because at the end of the day, winter sports have been the most affected out of all of the COVID sporting situations. The summer seems to not have as many issues as winter. So it would be good if they would give us that extra few weeks to get our season done and play our final.
What about medal counts and best and fairest and the like? I know you were supposed to have the association medal count, I think, last weekend, but clearly whilst you're in lockdown, that can't happen. Are you going to try and have a medal count, or are you? How are you going to do that?
Yeah, okay. So we were supposed to have our count on Tuesday night at Charlton, and of course cancelled. So we haven't made any decisions. Look, I'd so dearly love to have a gathering, and wouldn't we all, where we could get together and award people appropriately and let them celebrate as an individual award. We're probably, what would be looking like is doing an online count on Facebook, on our Facebook page. That could happen, but we still really need to be able to get together and come out of lockdown to be able to do that. That's another issue as well. So, who knows? Awarding on final days it's okay, and it'll probably pass for this year, but I do think that a grand final and a group award is more what we're about than an individual award, celebrating that on a day like that. But, we'll do whatever we can. We don't want to let it go. The trophies, I believe, have been engraved, and we have got them, so there's no way that they won't be given out. We have played 11 games this season, and I think that's enough to give an award.
Absolutely it is. So, all right, well, hopefully we'll have some good news in the future, but for now, that's a full wrap on where North Central Netball is at. Susan, I've got to take my hat off to you, as I have with all of the administrators from all of the associations and leagues that we cover. It's a tough time for you guys. I know you're doing a power of work behind the scenes, so keep going, mate. I know you're doing the best you can. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll catch up with you again soon here on the Flow Friday Night Sports Show.
Awesome. Thank you, Jason. Good on you.